not a game, it's a rich thing.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Blitz Sports Media. My name is Ryan Lickler, and we are back with another film breakdown, breaking down the Broncos' elite strategy to free agency this year. They might have the best free agent plan I've seen so far this offseason, although I have been impressed with the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings, and the New England Patriots deserve a mention as well. But the Denver Broncos are the team that sticks out to me right now. The Broncos had some holes to fix. Now, they were a little ahead of schedule. Bo Nix played better than expected with a less than ideal supporting cast on offense. The defense was one of the top units in the NFL, despite only having one elite player in Pat Surtain. And ultimately, that defense still needed a little bit of help as well. They went out and addressed those issues by adding three really good players in Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, and Evan Ingram. Ingram has 1,300 receiving yards in the last two seasons. You want to know how many yards Broncos tight ends have in the last two seasons? 800, folks. Yes, the Broncos tight ends have been miserable for a decade now. Evan Ingram was a great addition, and that's the guy they went out and signed today. I thought Juwan Johnson was likely going to be the guy for the Denver Broncos with his history with Sean Payton, but ultimately with Evan Ingram being released, he was the top option for the Broncos, and they got him, and they finally have a tight end with a little bit of stability. I know he's had some injury problems, but he is a better option than what the Broncos have had in a long time. As far as the other two go, Greenlaw is a great fit for this team. Cody Barton was a good leader, ultimately wasn't the best football player. Greenlaw is a significant upgrade over him, and despite coming back from an Achilles injury, he was pretty good in the games he played in 2024 and was also really, really good before that Achilles injury, and we all know about that. And then you have Hufanga, who is a playmaking safety, has had a down year or two now since his injury as well, but ultimately he is a ball hawk safety, a safety that they have desperately needed since the departure of Justin Simmons. I'm going to go into depth on why all three of these players could make the Broncos a sneaky pick to take the throne of the Chiefs, dare I say, in the AFC West. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but the Broncos are doing the right stuff this offseason to make the moves needed to improve this roster. Let's get right into the film. Let's start with the newest addition on the Denver Broncos, Evan Ingram at tight end. The Broncos have had a revolving door at the tight end position for it seems like almost a decade now, and Evan Ingram looks to provide some stability at the back end of his career. He struggled with injuries, but he still is a pretty solid tight end and was my top tight end available. I thought the Broncos were going to be in for Juwan Johnson. Ultimately, that didn't happen, and they landed Engram. I don't think Broncos fans should be complaining. Engram still has a lot of good football left. Check out this clip here where he actually runs a very good route. I'm going to circle him real quick before we play this through. Runs a great route, gets open for a massive chunk gain here. Bang, outright. Oh, out and up. Bang. Burns Reed Blankenship for a nice big gain right there. Let's break down this crisp route by our boy Evan Ingram, the new tight end for the Denver Broncos. Engram is going to try to work an out and up concept. So obviously you have man coverage here, Blankenship, Engram. Engram is going to go here, out with that right foot. He's going to cut up the field as fast as he can. Blankenship is going to try to jump this out route, and Ingram's great route running. So at this point, right, I mean, it looks like he's running an out. What's good about this concept is BTJ is already working out. So I guess, you know, if Blankenship read that, he would understand that Ingram's going to go up, but he doesn't read that. Engram makes a tight cut. Blankenship at this point, his hips are still starting to go that way. He's expecting the out. Engram is going to cut this right up the field for a big gain. See that? Bang. Boom. Our boy's wide open. It's that veteran type of route running and the extra skills that allow him to get open, and that's something the Denver Broncos have been missing at the tight end position for quite some time. Ingram's strengths are probably his ability to work outside of the numbers with deep corner routes or out routes, but he does showcase the ability to go up and get balls in the red zone and provides another target for the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton to utilize in that area. Let's check out this full clip here of Trevor Lawrence. It's basically throwing it up for a prayer. I got my boy Evan Ingram down there. He's going to pull this down on a linebacker, and that's exactly what you want from your tight end. Just look at this. It's a very similar type of a double move route concept here, where right here, Engram is going to pipe it down just a little bit, get this defender just to come up a little bit. The defender plays it pretty well, but Engram ultimately just has stronger hands. Fake hitch, go. Like, this is a good position for a defender to be in. These two are locked up right here, and Lawrence just trusts that his guy's going to come down with the ball, and that's what Evan Ingram does here. High points it, hand in his face almost, it seems like, too. See, that's a hand. And then Engram comes down with a big catch. He just provides a different aspect to this Denver Broncos offense that they've been missing for quite some time. Let's break down the first play of what Hufanga can bring to this Broncos secondary. They desperately needed a guy with playmaking ability over the top since Justin Simmons left in free agency and they ultimately were not willing to pay that contract to him. They get Hufanga, who is a similar type of safety, a ball hawk, over the top, strong zone coverage guy who, his best season was in 2022 prior to an ACL injury, but still showed signs of that player in the past. Here are two plays of Hufanga's ability to read the quarterback in the offense and ultimately make a game-changing play like the Justin Simmons that we saw for the Denver Broncos for many years. As you can see, Hufanga is going to drop back on this play, and he's going to read Justin Fields like a book and intercept this pass. Let's break down how he's able to do this and why he is such a special playmaker. You go back to this play right here. Obviously, he is kind of working back into this middle part of the coverage. He is more of a downhill safety where he plays in the box, can play in the slot, and he can play over the top, which definitely gives him a little bit of versatility as a safety. He drops back into this deep part of the zone, and at this point he is just staring, seeing what Justin Fields is looking at, trying to feel the defenders around him. After this point, he feels Darnell Mooney starting to work towards the middle of the field over here. Fields thinks he has an open throw, and I mean, right now it kind of looks like it. He has, I want to say, 6 yards of separation. Hufanga doesn't even take his eyes off of Justin Fields. It's not great quarterback play by Fields, but Hufanga takes advantage of it, reads the defense and reads the offense, and makes a great play on the ball, getting a big interception. The second clip here is him absolutely reading a screen pass perfectly, able to make a great jump on the ball and a great play. Like I said, he does have the ability to play down in the slot positions on either side or over the top, and here he is lined up over there. All he's going to do is just read his keys and go jump a screen pass to Cooper Kupp on this one, making an absolutely great play. And our boy is going to go all the way to the house for a big-time touchdown. Let's break this down real quick on what he saw that led to this play. As his key right here is working outward, this is a tight end. I'm pretty sure it's Higbee at this point. Hufanga is going to see that. He then is able to read that Cooper Kupp is working back here. He understands that his responsibility is to work down through this, and ultimately it allows him to make a play on the ball. Right here, he's able to understand that and react and make a big-time play. Having this type of instincts at your safety position is a must if you want to have game-changing plays that the Broncos kind of needed more of. They had a good overall defense, but getting more of these game-changing type plays is what Hufanga can bring. Now let's break down a play of their newest addition at linebacker, Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw is an absolute superstar in the past at the linebacker position alongside Fred Warner in San Francisco. Obviously, Achilles injury during the Super Bowl kept him out a majority of 2024, but he still showed signs of being a positive impact player when he is on the field. Here's a play of how great of a player Dre Greenlaw can be, especially being the lead Mike backer potentially for the Denver Broncos and a replacement for Cody Barton over there, who is a good veteran, but ultimately wasn't necessarily one of the best linebackers in the league. I think Greenlaw can be better. On this play here, you'll watch Greenlaw absolutely read this perfectly, chase down Lamar Jackson, force him inside to his help, and that's what you need on the defensive side of the ball. Let's kind of break down how he's able to do this at the linebacker position. As you guys can see, he's going to be lined up right by the goalpost and blocking our great view here. He's going to see the guards go down, understand that Fred Warner has running back responsibility. He has a inside zone split right here with a tight end working this way. Lamar is obviously going to read if there's nothing over here. He's going to try to carry it. And Greenlaw is ultimately responsible for making sure Lamar Jackson doesn't beat him and forcing him inside to help. He obviously has guys here that are supposed to help out as well if Lamar breaks outside. So as you guys can see, Greenlaw makes a great read. Basically, at this point, Lamar's past Chase Young. It's Greenlaw, a tight end, and these two guys over here. Greenlaw is going to be able to run and cut off Jackson's angle right here, force him inside, and then all you see here is 49er, 49er, 49er. At that point, they won on this play, and it's all because Dre Greenlaw was in the right spot at the right time. As a fan of linebackers, this play absolutely excites me. Dre Greenlaw is going to be lined up on the backside over here, and just absolutely fly like a maniac to go get the ball carrier on the other side. It's a similar concept outside zone, though, with the guys trying to block, and Greenlaw is able to beat him to the line of scrimmage, which is crazy how fast he plays. If you can watch this, the offensive line is going to work this way, laterally. Running back's going to try to hit over there. Greenlaw, right, he's not the main player on this play that has to stop this. Everybody over here is supposed to kind of force him in or fill those gaps. Greenlaw is just supposed to be able to cut back and find a hole within that. Instead, Greenlaw is able to move so fast, the Broncos offensive line doesn't even have a chance. He beats the guard right here who is supposed to block him, which is great. He sees this window and is able to attack Javonte Williams before the line of scrimmage and make a play, which is just elite linebacker play right there. I also wanted to show one play where both Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw absolutely dominated the run play, basically ending this play by themselves. And you're going to watch right here. Hufanga is just going to fly, absolutely slow him down. Dre Greenlaw is there to clean it up together on a great play, and it kind of goes to show you where these two players' strengths are, and it's reading and playing fast, right? They see, let's get back to this point right here. Ultimately, you're going to get one more right here. Okay, this is an outside zone concept. You see guys going. The point of this is trying to hit either here or outside this guy. It's the linebacker Greenlaw and the safety Hufanga, who are both in the box, responsibility to make sure this gap is filled and there's no one out here. I think there is a cornerback over here, though, which does help Hufanga's situation, but ultimately those are their responsibilities. They see these linemen working down, and they just fly. They go. Hufanga breaks the crackback block. Greenlaw is there to clean it up, and that's how these guys can work in a tandem on this Broncos defense. After breaking down all the players, guys, it's pretty clear that the Broncos are adding 3 playmakers on both sides of the ball, but still have a little bit of room to where they can improve. Whether that's through the draft, I think Luther Burden, Ashton Jeanty are popular names that would be great fits on the Denver Broncos. Jeanty, obviously, we know how good he is. He's the top running back in the draft, and the Broncos need to go get a running back, whether that's through free agency, which is dwindling down with available running backs, or through the draft and get a top guy like Ashton Jeanty. Omarion Hampton is another name to look out for. I do think they are going to wind up doing that. Sean Payton has always loved a good running back, and Denver definitely has a revolving door there right now. And then as far as the wide receiver position goes, they have good, not great guys. Courtland Sutton is getting up there in age, but had a really good season last year. I think pairing another guy like Luther Burden would be a great fit for the Denver Broncos, and I think he will be available, unlike Jeanty, for sure, when the Broncos are picking. Ultimately, though, the Broncos are off to a great start to free agency. What do you guys think? What would you grade the current Broncos roster construction through free agency right now? If you guys are interested in more breakdowns, we dropped a breakdown on Milton Williams today, his impact on the Patriots defense. Go check out that video. If not, hit that subscribe button for more Blitz Sports Media content, and I'll catch you guys next time.